Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Thieves targeting first responders. Good evening, I'm Justin Case. Volunteer firefighters sacrifice their time and sometimes so much more to protect the people in their communities. So when the fire chief of Lockards Creek Fire Department in Clay County noticed a theft at his department, he says it felt like a punch to the stomach. I talked with the chief today as he shared surveillance pictures of the man police now need your help finding.
Ramsacking through everything. Here is the surveillance system that you can tell is busted off the wall.
Fire Chief Dauber Weaver says this man stole several vehicle batteries from the fire department, then ripped one of the surveillance cameras out of the wall.
We review our surveillance system every day, and you would be surprised the people we see just walking around these buildings, 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
The thief may have thought he was getting rid of video evidence, but other cameras caught him in the act. Weaver says the toughest part about this is the firefighters here are volunteers, and most of their equipment comes from donations.
I'm very angry because, that individual, the very life that, could be saved could be his, and, we could be the people he has to call on.
This is not an isolated incident. The Clay County Sheriff says there is a string of thefts throughout the county. Not long ago, a thief targeted the Horse Creek Fire Department and stole all of their surveillance cameras.
For somebody to repay what we do by turning around and stealing the camera equipment right off our building that we're just trying to protect the equipment with, it's gut-wrenching.
The man who stole the cameras from the Horse Creek Fire Department is still on the run. What he did has made catching other thieves more difficult.
It's not uncommon for me to drive up there and see fresh boot prints where they've tried to kick the door in repeatedly.
Both fire departments hoping for justice and hoping to get their equipment back. If you think you know either of the men from the surveillance pictures, you can contact the Clay County Sheriff's Office or the Manchester Police Department.
And those soggy conditions continue to impact our region, and sad news that continues into your Saturday as well. You'll notice here on satellite and radar over the past several hours, we have been slammed with rain, heavy at times, and those winds very gusty at times as well. You'll notice here on Pinpoint Doppler, we're seeing some showers and even some storms up to the north into areas into Johnson County, Lawrence County, Morgan County, over into Martin County, leaving Floyd County now and into a little bit of Magoffin County as well. And as we look at those temperatures, you'll notice where the cooler air is. We're already into those mid to upper 40s. If you're looking down into the Cumberland Valley, we're still in that warm spot where you're seeing in Hazard lower 50s, upper 50s over into Prestonsburg and into Pikeville. Still a warm 61 in Logan. But compared to this time yesterday, we were definitely a lot cooler. We're about 20 degrees cooler across the area and continue to see that cool down really as we head into the overnight hours. So those soggy conditions definitely continue overnight and into your Saturday as well. Good news is sunshine does return by your Easter Sunday. I'll have that forecast for you in just a little bit.
Paige, thank you. A well-known Eastern Kentucky truck driver died following a crash last week. The crash happened near the Clay and Leslie County line on April 8th. James or J.D. Hacker died 2 days later. Hacker was retired but known throughout the area for his days behind the wheel. He was also known by his trucker handle, Black Stallion, but Virginia Hoskins and Deborah Fisher knew him as Dad.
If a truck was broke down on the parkway, if he was passing by and he didn't know them, he would stop and check on that driver.
The daughters say more than 800 people showed up to Hacker's funeral as a memorial. Loved ones drove their own trucks down the highway. Charges are pending against the other driver in the crash that killed Hacker. Kentucky State Police say Alfred Francis is being treated at UK and they believe he might have been on drugs at the time of the crash. Students in Barberville got quite the surprise last night as they were heading home from a soccer game. School staff say the middle school boys soccer team was driving back from a game on the Whitley County campus when they hit US 25 West. That's when a turkey flew up and hit the windshield. Students say the noise scared them at first.
At first, since none of us knew what it was kind of scary, but after we figured out it was a turkey, we kind of got a crack out of it.
Yeah. It is unclear if the turkey survived. Students at Floyd Central High School had worked since January to plan their 22nd annual Math Day. The 13-event competition tests students' skills with numbers and technology. However, everything changed when a fallen tree knocked the power out for the entire school. Event founder and math teacher Amy Halbert says although her students did not compete today, they still learned important life lessons.
And even today, when we've had a lot of snags, they're coming out and they're stepping up and doing things and working out situations, troubleshooting.
Nearly 150 school students in Floyd County compete in the event. Electricity was restored to the building after a few hours. Amy Halbert says they hope to reschedule Math Day for later this month. One of the colleges in eastern Kentucky working to fight the nursing shortage in our region is the Galen College of Nursing. Tonight, close to 20 students are graduating from the Hazard campus, which opened about 2 years ago. This is only the third class to graduate from the campus. School officials say the school has grown tremendously in the short time it has been helping students reach their dreams.
We've now gone to 10 full-time faculty, 12 part-time faculty, 5 support service folks, and we now have 350 students. And again, we're continuing to hopefully meet the needs for ARH and the surrounding counties.
The program is graduating each class every 12 weeks. Ramey says 10 of the students graduating tonight have already passed their boards. For the past 25 years, people in Harlan County celebrate Good Friday by hosting a Way of the Cross walk around downtown. More than 50 people showed up to the annual celebration today. As they marched around town, they made 10 different stops and read scripture about the resurrection of Jesus Christ.
The story, although we all know it, when you hear it in different people's voices and you hear it read by people that you know, and then in the parts where we read together, it really touches you in a different way. You become a character in the story, and as you go through it, perhaps you're a different character at different times of the story.
Rain or shine, the service is held every year on Good Friday at noon. Coming up at 11, severe weather is again slamming the Midwest. We'll take a look at storms creating more problems for the region that is still recovering from last week's weather. And officials believe an avalanche took the lives of 3 climbers in Canada. Now rescuers are trying to figure out how to bring them home.
And those soggy conditions continue, but for how long? We'll break down that full forecast coming up in just a few short minutes.